How you doing out there? Ready to go? Oh gosh. Oh, nice, nice. Well, that's cool too. See, there you go. There's a good example of what kinds of things you can do while you're on the creative stream with us. You can cook food if you want to cook food. Maybe you're cooking food for the dinner or for the dinner. Maybe you're cooking dinner for the family. Do that. That's totally fine. Totally fine. I don't know what I'm gonna do today. Submitted a little mini manuscript to a mag today. Put together a couple of poems. That was pretty exciting. We'll see. I think the 26th is the deadline for that, so probably have to wait for a bit before I actually hear anything. Still exciting though. Oh, and tomorrow's fun too. There's going to be some exciting stuff going on. So let's see. Making a to-do list. There's a couple of things that I want to put some work into. Oh, tomorrow is the I have my interview for the Artists Council to see if I can get on their roster so that I can get like little jobs doing different workshops around town if they ever need it. It just puts me on a roster so that, people can decide if they want to use me for stuff, I guess. I mean, hopefully. I feel like I had pretty decent references, I suppose, and then on top of that, I'm doing a lot of stuff. So I mean, maybe it'll be enough experience. Maybe it'll be enough. I'll try and be charismatic too. I'm not super good at that, but I think I can pull it off. What are you making for dinner tonight, Sean? Hey, it's Gilbert. How you doing, my friend? And I appreciate that, Sean. Oh, that actually sounds pretty fucking awesome. Wow. Send me a picture if it looks good. If it doesn't look good, don't send me a picture. I'm not trying to be mean, but Hey, ribs and mac salad. Are you making it right now? Are you also cooking? Sean and you both cooking? Nice. That's cool. That's fun. So I'm working on writing. You guys are working on cooking, and for Gil and Sean, I mean, technically that is like part of your work. So so that makes sense. Yeah, that's work you do. That's fun. What a time to be alive. La da 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 da. I wonder. You guys hear me pretty well? Sounds all right. I don't know if I'm. I don't know if I'm coming through. Hello on the YouTube. Who knows? Hopefully, if somebody joins in, they'll be like, "Hey, I can't hear you." That would be nice. Oh, I think I can change it. Maybe not. The YouTube is just my name, Fernando Antonio Montejano. Hello. I see you. Did you just pop in there? Oh, nice, nice. You rock. Thank you, Sean. Ooh, that's cool. You only got to watch one though. You don't have to. You don't have to watch both. So, as far as the to-do list for tonight, that's how we start our night off. Just trying to push that focus in. So there's nothing that I have to work on right now. There's no things that I necessarily like absolutely need to get done for like work or anything. So I wanted to work on some stuff of my own, and I'm not sure. So I'm making a to-do list, but it's more like a brainstorm of things that I could work on, if that makes sense. Um, so I want to work on a story that I've been thinking about. Thank you, Gil. This is a story. I told Sean about it. It is a story about a guy who starts like I guess kind of I wanted it to be a horror story maybe, but it's about a dude who is sort of figures out how to lucid dream after a long time of not being able to do it, and he starts banishing the nightmares out of his head, and slowly but surely realizes that all these nightmares he's been banishing out of his head have actually been coming to life. You know, they've been coming into the real world from his brain. So he is, so he realizes this, and then he goes to these different parts of the world to try and put those monsters back inside of his head, which I thought sounded kind of cool. I kind of want to work on that because that's a story that I really want to finish. I've been working on it little by little. So I figured if I try to work on it tonight, I'll put like all my focus into that, and I'll try and do like one whole chapter. If not that, I was thinking about working on. There was something else that I really wanted to work on. I know that I want to work on fixing up my Upwork profile. It's supposed to be a horror, Gil, so who knows? Maybe you would hate it. But also, it's reading. You know, sometimes that's less or more scary depending on the person. So, yeah. I used to have an Upwork profile. Upwork is I want to say it's like a freelance website for a lot of different artist types. I maybe, but I'm also not sure if I can't remember. It's been a while since I've been on it. And so Upwork is, from what I remember, it like a writer's website where you can get freelance work from people. You can see what people want, and you know if they want to, maybe they need like a card written for something or some shit like that. Um, yeah, hell yeah, Gilbert. Yeah, if you need to wait for us so that we can be on the chat with you, then we will do that so that we can give you moral support while you play through the beginning by yourself, because they make you play by yourself in the first start. Uh, yeah. So what was I saying? Yeah. So I wanted to maybe work on my profile for that website because it is. Uh, because it might be a good way for me to make some extra money, and so that's what I was gonna do. So maybe that might be something that I do before I start writing is work on that. Because I tried using this website a long time ago, but I kept feeling like I didn't have enough experience to actually like work on the website. I couldn't really get many people to 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 get me to do jobs or to do all that fun stuff. But to be fair, it was quite a few years ago when I really didn't have a lot of experience under my belt. I was just like, oh yeah, I might be able to do this. So I'm logging in now. Oopsie, there's the website. Okay. All right. I know. I actually had a big conversation about that yesterday. And that's sort of like the next, I think, thing I'm trying to move into is doing stuff to make money, specifically using the skill. And I know, like, technically I'm already working in a place because of my, uh, what? You have to look for a whole new, like, trailer? Damn. Yeah, because you've just been using the van, huh? Or did you already have a truck to haul it? What? Oh, shit. Jesus Christ. Wow. Well, at this point, I don't know. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's necessary, man. That truck. That sucks, though. That's a lot of money. A whole ass new truck. Yeah, yeah, I get that. That sucks. Sorry to hear it, buddy. Hopefully, you're able to find something good though. How's dinner going for you guys? Nice. I'm glad to hear that, Gil. I hope the yeah, I hope that goes through. That way you can get that loan and get something good going. You deserve it. Hello. Hello, Chain. How are you? Uh, Publicly, I whatever it is that people pay me to speak about. Right now, currently, one of the things that I do publicly is I work for an opera company in my city. So I specifically I do prelude talks, is what they're called. A prelude talk is I also do poetry. Yeah, I guess technically that is also public speaking. I guess I usually consider it under the margin of performing. So those that's how I separate that, because I perform my poetry. I perform stories and stuff like that as well. But public speaking, I do as well. I guess I put like researching things and writing out like a big actual speech, as opposed to like doing a poetry performance on different levels. But yeah, prelude talk basically is it is a speech that is given before, like around 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes before the actual show goes on at an opera. And all it is to inform people of what they're going to be seeing. But because I'm very passionate, and because I really enjoy getting into what it is that I'm giving a talk about, I try to theme them to whatever the opera is or whatever is going on, for whatever it is that they're paying me to talk about. And that's usually how those go. So, for instance, I did one with Romeo and Juliet, and that it was a Renaissance version of that, and it's pretty exciting. Thank you. It is pretty awesome. The one that I'm working on now is Sweeney Todd. So, if you've ever seen the Tim Burton movie, Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street, we're putting on an opera version of that. That'll be a little bit different. And I'm currently writing, researching technically to write the prelude talk for that. So it'll be themed to what's going on in the play, which is very cerebral, and it's sort of like trippy, kind of messes with your mind. So I'm going to try and write the prelude talk to be in a style like that. It's going to be very sort of trippy and in your head, and we'll also inform people of like the history of the show and cool stuff like that. So we'll see. But I try to make it interesting so that it's not just like, hey, this is what we're talking about today. It was made in the 1800s, and blah, it's not fun. I want to make sure that it sounds cool and that it also gets you ready for what you're about to see, because you want to be excited about it. But it's nice to meet you, Chain. CCC, Triple C. That's what we're gonna call you. Actually, you're in the chat right now with Gilbert and Ghetto Breadbox, Murderville Gill and Ghetto Breadbox. I love that you say that, because that is, we all are in a D&D group with a couple of other friends, and we do that a lot. Yeah, I've been DM, Gilbert's been DM, Ghetto Breadbox has been DM. Yeah, we've been playing for years. So yeah, totally. I'm actually on the radio as well, so I do a bunch of fun public speaking stuff. I guess that is also public speaking. So what do you do, Chain? You have fun creative stuff going on, or just anything else? That's pretty fun. That sounds awesome, and I appreciate that, Gilbert. Thank you. Well, that's pretty awesome, Chain. I'm not mad about it. I don't know a ton about the occult, but enough as the layman, and I'm not an expert, but I know some occult things. Enough to, enough of what you pick up in, I guess, movies and books and stuff, TV shows. But that's pretty awesome. But yeah, Gilbert, that's rad. I didn't expect that to happen. I'm glad you liked it that much. Thank you. Thank you. Speaking of opera and occult stuff, oh, that's pretty interesting. Hmm. I don't know that I'm as familiar with the morality system, but I'm willing to look it up. Oh, right. No, no, no. Yeah. uh, like alignments and stuff. Yeah. 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 That's fair. I think I was considering it something else. I think maybe I've only ever heard people call it alignment, so I've never actually heard anybody say morality system with it, which is interesting. I feel like I should have at this point. So if you D&D, what's your are you in a campaign right now? And if so, what is your character currently? Yeah, you really have been a monk and basically like everything, but I've always been some kind of a caster, so we all have our favorite things. Hmm. I cannot find the document I'm looking for. I could search for it, but I can't remember what I called it. I think I decided, by the way, guys, I'm not going to work on the profile. I am going to work on the story. It's been in my head for a while. It keeps popping up every day, and I feel like it's not going away. So that's what we're going to be working on. Hmm. I am, Gilbert. I am. I'm going to try and finish a whole chapter today. I think that's going to be like the main focus today, is doing a whole freaking chapter of this book. One whole chapter. I want to outline it, and then I'm going to start writing the chapter because I think I need to. Nice. What'd you decide on? Yeah, man, you gotta just sit down and do it. It's not easy, but you gotta do it. I'm assuming Sean's not texting because he's getting hella into his stir fry right now. Hell yeah, Sean. Stir that fry. I'm glad it's bomb. And honestly, Gil, that's why I started doing this is because I normally suck at, forcing myself to do this, to sit down and actually write stuff. So, I'm trying to be better at that. Oh, yep. I'm looking at the food you guys making right now, and it looks crazy. Dang. Both of your guys' food looks good as hell. You got it, Gil. You can. I believe in you. Gilbert, you are gonna eat your mac and cheese, and you are gonna like it. Oh gosh. Sounds good, brother. I'm done at 10, so, or I guess maybe a little bit earlier. If there's nobody in the stream, it's not like it's super intense or anything. But yeah, if you're done later and you're trying to play, both of you guys, we can totally do that. I'm down. All right, sounds good. See you later again. Hello. So I'm reading through some of the notes for what I'm working on right now, and I'm kind of drawing a blank on my story right now. That's fun. That's okay. We'll keep pushing forward. See what we get. The goal is to finish maybe one chapter tonight. We'll see. Maybe we can get further. You gotta believe in yourself. You gotta believe. Um, Stay hydrated. Gotta stay hydrated. That's true. Beer's a liquid. Hopefully nobody. But if there is somebody behind me, that's terrifying. You stupid, Sean. Getting some good work done on this chapter 1 outline. I think it's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be a fun intro. Oh, that's scary but fun. Very exciting. I'm not excited to fight that mayor. Well, you know, mistakes are made. Sometimes you punch somebody you're not supposed to punch. It happens. It really, truly is. It's the whole premise to D&D. Sometimes you punch somebody you shouldn't. And that's that. Yeah! Hey! Rawr. And all that other good stuff. All right. I've been working on things for about an hour. I'm going to finish this little bit in the outline here. And then I'm going to read something. Time to read some poetry. Sometimes it's nice. Take a little poetry break. Poetry break. Poetry break. Excuse me. Okay. That's pretty good. Feels solid. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. Quick poetry break. Poetry break. Poetry break. Gotta get a little bit of a poetry break. I don't know what to read though. Thank you, Sean. Here's one that I have not read. I have not read to anybody. I think I have it on one website. It's on which one? The one that I did. The one that I can do multiple. I can do multiple pieces. Which one do you on my TikTok a week or so ago? Which one specifically? I think I did two. I had okay, well this one it's not particularly happy or anything. It was one that I wrote a while back. It's I think it's a good idea. I think it's a good premise. I really like the poem. It's just pretty dark. I think it was just about um, it, in my head it was it so okay so one of the ways in the past that I had like really envisioned mental illness, especially PTSD, with like flashbacks, especially when I used to have them a lot more and it was a lot harder to control. Sometimes I'd literally like wake up and it was almost like I was still dreaming. It's like sleepwalking almost, but like you're stuck in a memory. You're sort of like reliving that memory, and it was not fun. It was really terrifying, and something that we did in therapy. Okay, I can totally read that one too. That one was a poem I wrote to Noni actually for Christmas. But yeah, I can write that one. I can read that one again. So the one that I'm talking about now, though, I used to see a lot of mental illnesses, like especially this one was like traveling through dimensions, like traveling through realities. And at my like sort of darkest moments, I was like, yeah, you're right. Okay, so we'll do it that way. That way, it's that way we got some balance, a dark one, and then a more positive one. So this one, yeah, it was the idea was that you can see through realities, and so with this poem, the idea was that I can revisit old trauma and sort of sit in with my younger self and console him, but that I can never really like the darkness of it is that I can never really save him from what's going to happen. I can come into a memory before he gets molested or fucking raped or whatever is going to happen, and I can like talk to him and we can be friends and we can share what we know together. But I can never actually save him from that. Like I can't change the time. I can't pull him away from it. Like he's always going to have to experience it, which in itself was supposed to be a deeper metaphor for the idea that like we have to exist with these memories. Like we can't just run away from them. Like all of the stuff that's happened to us, it happens to us, and there's no way that we can get away from it. But we can always sort of do what we can as best as possible to heal that inner child, because that's what they always say in therapy is that that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to heal that child that got hurt at a young age, so that you can experience things better now. So that was like the idea basically. But this is the poem. Pull it in closer so you can hear well. It's called Everything Important. Hold on, let me lubricate the old reading lips, the old poetry. What do they call them? PSLs, poetry sucking lips. All right. Everything important. I remember crossing paths with my yesterday. We sang a couple songs I couldn't quite recall, and then we passed on. But I saw me again, and the past played out like jukebox melodies and dances with my aunts. And even though I'm older now than I've ever been, I remember the steps to all those memories better than the words to my own poetry. The little one dances like hot coals, sits somewhere in his past, and the ankles on his skinny legs don't fit me anymore. Just like the anger in his lungs, because mine are filled with echoes of smoky rooms that taste like forgetting him. But food he eats slides down my throat without being chewed, so I choke on his present, knowing full well I'm just drowning in my past. As the years go on, I'll see my yesterday again, and I'll fight his bullies and murder his molesters, and he'll wake up in the morning on days when I can't be there or when I can only watch, and maybe he'll die. I know somehow, even days after, he will be waiting still for me in the same moment we've lived over and over with not a scar. And he will look at my arms before he cuts himself, and he will ask me how I got mine. Yeah, yeah, that's everything important. I think I always liked the way it ended. I think that really solidified the whole idea for it of this. The he will look at my arms before he cuts himself, and he will ask me how I got mine. talking about the scars. I always thought that was very poignant, but it's my writing, so I feel like if I say that, I'm fucking pretentious. Thanks, Sean. That is some shit, my friend. My friend. But now I'll read that other one to you, the one you asked for. Poetry break, poetry break. If I sing the song enough, I'll probably get sued. I gotta remember what I called it. I know what it's called on TikTok, but I think I called it something different in my notes. Oh, I found it. I found it. I found it. Maybe I'll have to do that one with like a trigger warning on TikTok and see how people like it. It's darker. I'm trying to throw in some of the TikToks that I haven't, some of the other poems that I hadn't shared in a while. So we'll see what else gets put up there. But I appreciate it. Thank you, Sean. Thank you. But yeah, all right. Here's the other poem. Are you ready for it? Let me know. Let me know in chat. Drop some Doritos if you're ready for that poem that you asked for. No shit though. Tantan just jumped in on YouTube while I was reading that one. So no shit. That's pretty funny. What you cooking up? I was working on a story, but I decided I'd been working for a good little bit, so I was going to take a poetry break so that it's like I can do something different to get my brain to stop being fucking weird. But then I can go right back to doing the stuff that I was doing because it's all still creative. We're reading. But yeah, so I'm about to read this other poem that I wrote. I think this is probably one maybe you've seen, Tanner, because it's one that I read on TikTok, but Sean just requested it. So here we go. All right. This is the poem you requested, Sean. Here we go. The world you reside in is made up of numbers and binary, and the columns you seek to stroll are not digital pastures, but the crumbling stone of Italian colosseums. You are hidden here beneath Midwestern moon and the mediocrity that surrounds you. It is not light that seeks you out, but your presence that pulls light from the void and uses it to create a moment out of boldness. You do not see yourself in the mirror, but you are calling out through tired eyes for the restoration of the sun within you. The celestial body is contained purely in your smallest ideas. Our entire ecosystems living off of your brilliance. Angels see you on days when you don't try, and heaven becomes a luxury of street fashion that you have bred through procrastination. You are not stars or suns or moons or things that can exist in this universe because these things bore you. Greek gods, in all their narcissism, must admit, even to themselves, that you are carved of the bones of their betters, bred of earth-breaking black bodies, molding planets to their very whim to create you. A woman trying with everything inside of her, with all of these ancestors and cosmic eternities, to make it to the end of the day. And for that, she is worthy of every earth that lay behind and beyond her. And everything that she is will echo out past the struggles of the future. And though she doubts, she knows inside she's going to get there. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Hey! Blah, 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 blah. Out here killing it. This is my cheers. My cheers to you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Let's do one more. One more for you, Tan Tan. One of my old cool ones. It's all fun sci-fi shit. See if you like it. What do you think? What do you think, Sean? Maybe rocket boots. Rocket boots. Booty, 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 rocking in the boots. Rocking in the boots. Rocking in the boots. All right, rocket boots. Well, here, I'll read you guys one of these too. This is actually one of my. I'll read you this one because it's short. I really enjoy it. I think this is one that I put up on TikTok like way, way, way early. So I didn't get like a ton. Actually, you got pretty decent views. But I always really like it. It's just like it was just like a fucking poem I wrote, about fucking addiction and shit. When I was thinking back on all the fun stuff I used to do and wanting to do it, and then I kept thinking about like that mixing with I don't know, all the other stuff. I guess like all the other shit that I enjoy, but mostly like cartoons. I don't know. It's short. It's short. It goes like this. I've been waiting for the day when I pop my back and the LSD lodged between my vertebrae shifts me back into the shade. My silhouette snorts powdered chemical X, stumbles over its feet, and hits its head on a small table dusted with Xanax fragments and that tab of Special K I left at a friend's. It bleeds out Saturday morning cartoons and whatever else I can't find pleasure in anymore. Yeah, so kind of a cynical, kind of a cynical fucking poem from way back in the day. What do I stream with? I on YouTube here. I just stream with my headphones and my fucking laptop camera. I got these uh these awesome Marshall headphones that they're like both corded and Bluetooth. Right now, I've got the microphone on. And then on Twitch, I just stream from my phone. So I've got my phone sitting here on a little holder. Um, yeah, for YouTube, all you need is just the whatever camera you have. But for Twitch, it's different. Like for Twitch, I can't use the camera on my laptop for whatever reason. It doesn't let me do it. So I have to do something else. Oh no, I could not guru you. I'm fucking terrible. Those are good headphones. Thank you, Noni. Noni's in the chat on Twitch. Okay, so we're gonna read one more. I'm gonna read one more poem, and then we're getting back to work. Noni, you just jumped in. I was taking a poetry break. We'd been working for a while, so poetry break. I read the poem that I wrote for you on your birthday, or not on your birthday, on Christmas, which might as well be your birthday. And then I read a newer one that I don't think anybody's heard. I don't think you've heard it. I don't think anybody's heard it. So that was the one where Tanner came in on. Sorry, Tanner. It was a dark note. Yeah. I don't know shit about Streamlabs. I've been hearing about it though, and I've been thinking about getting it because I think if I get Streamlabs, I can use my laptop camera to stream for Twitch as well, which I kind of wanted to do instead of using my phone. But I think this works fine too. It's a fun setup. It's good. I can look back and forth and back and forth, back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Yeah, this microphone is really good. I have to work. I don't know. Like, I think I have to be careful with it because it like scrapes against my shirt sometimes, or like I'll scrape against it when I'm moving, and I won't realize that it's making noise. I don't know. Can you hear that? Like when it's moving around? Am I not in this microphone? Am I on the laptop microphone? It's ridiculous. I have no clue. I'm an amateur at this. Amateur. Okay. As promised, we said rocket boots, right? Rocket boots. Oh. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, you're right. But all right, here's this next poem. This is Rocket Boots. Uh, yeah, just meant to be nerdy and exciting. There's some references to sci-fi stories I read, some references to Marvel stuff. There's literally straight up a whole like Marvel line that I took and threw in here that I thought was cool. I guess it's not really like the full line. I changed it to fit with what I have, but it's fun. It's cool. It initially started off as a rap, and I guess I kept some of that with just like internal rhyme scheme. But I didn't know how to rap it at the time, and it sounded fucking lame. So, so I changed it and just put it into a poem. Because why would I? Why would I try to rap it? But all right, here we go. Rocket boots. When he was a boy, he wanted to invent, to be a scientist who could cure diseases and make cool things like rocket boots. He wanted to invent because he felt the world would always need someone to create, someone who could put their mind into infinity and take it out leaking with the knowledge that would enhance mankind. It seemed the gods or fate or the random chaos of the universe had other plans for him. The boy found science in the dusty confines of his comic books. He found it seeping through the static on his television, in the cigarette burns on the film screens. The muscles connected to his finger felt a fire, a wild desire that needed to be fed. Something happened to that boy. Curling his fingers around that pen felt different than it ever had before. Those bones locked in place and began to experiment. He developed an addiction. He'd take paper to pen and make friction. His diction spit science fiction. See, that day the boy found his heart in a ditch connected to a car battery beating, pumping oil and blood through welded ventricles. He spent years rebuilding a broken down heart on the outside of town. The pen replaced his limbs with metal parts, muscles and tendons ripped out and titanium pistons shoved in, spinal cord remade from fiber wire protected by adamantium bones. Slowly and carefully he removed his brain and replaced it with imploding constellations and alien invasions. See, my pen and paper make friction, ink lubricating in between the pen and science fiction. He used his new body and leapt at the moon, carved his name on the husks of ancient civilizations. He left in ink and graphite the remains of his soul to be sacrificed at the altar of his android overlords. His body erupted into the cosmos, bathing the starways in his magma. He became one with the stars and surpassed his physical being. The pen became bolts of energy hitting people like laser rays of inspiration. He was indestructible. The universe conspired to surround him with unbound energy and gave him the task of preserving light when light died. In ink, he was born again, living in the darkness just beyond the edge of the universe. He was formless, devouring black holes and vomiting out galaxies. He became an almighty ball of energy with no physical restrictions. When it all goes dark, the stars will remember his predictions. Let there be light. He spoke into existence. Science fiction. Oh, that's Rocket Boots. Rocket Boots. It's a lot of fun. Super exciting. Excellent energy. Excellent energy, everybody. Doritos in the chat. Doritos in the motherfucking chat. Thank you, Tanner. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate your praises. Appreciate it. All right. That's enough of a poetry break. It's time to work on things. It's time to do stuff. Okay. That was fun. That was fun, everybody. That was fun. Great job. All right, so now that the poetry break is over, we are moving back to study hall mode for those of you who are ready for study hall mode. So, for anybody who was not here when I discussed it earlier, I myself, obviously, you don't have to be working on the same thing that I am working on. That wouldn't make any sense. But I am working on a horror story that I've been trying to write. I wanted to actually get a full outline out so that I could um, officially finish this story and actually, make a little bit more headway with it. So that's what I'm putting in. I'm almost done with the outline for chapter one, which I'm really happy about. Uh, I feel like that's a good thing. Maybe it could be terrible, but who knows? What are you guys working on? What's everybody got going on for today? We have just about an hour and a half left, guys, to work on some things. We'll be shutting it down at 10, maybe a little earlier, depending on how I feel. But for the most part, it'll probably stay up until 10. Also, remember to stay hydrated, everybody. If you're not working on anything, that's awesome too. If you are working on stuff, get off your phone, get off social medias, work on things, work on things. That's what we're here to do, okay? We're not here to fuck around. I see you. I see you over there fucking around. Nice, Noni. Hell yeah. Get that creative planning going. That's awesome. Dope as hell. Dope as hell. Did you finish dinner, Sean? Excuse me. That was a burp. I burped. What about you, Tanner? You working on any vids tonight? You've been pumping them out like crazy, by the way. See them left and right. Hmm. Hell yeah, Sean. Hell yeah. Oh, that's true. You did say you were going to be working on that earlier. I forgot about that. That's dope as hell. Oh, hell yeah, Tanner. That's awesome. That's crazy. You did a fuck ton of work for that then. Jesus, you got a whole month's worth of videos lined up just ready to drop. That's insane. That's badass though. That's the work. That's how you put the work in. That's nice. I think we really need to figure out a day we can meet so we can officially plan. Yeah, yeah. I mean, either way, still, work goes into it. But that's badass. What are you planning on reviewing? Like more episodes of stuff? Oh shit! You start work tonight. Damn. Damn. Oh, well, fuck. That sucks. I guess we all gotta work, which blows. But that's cool. That's cool. I got you. I feel you. I know it. I know how it goes. You, I mean, that's a good fucking start. You already watch a lot of shows, so that's probably a good one. You could, you could like review the South Park specials that come out and stuff like that. That'd be fun. All right, all right. So I'm liking. I'm gonna read you guys out loud just because it helps me think. I'm gonna read you guys the outline that I have so far. Maybe you can give me some ideas, or we can just see. Maybe just reading it out loud will help my brain click together and figure out what needs to come next, story wise. So, like I said, the story itself is, it's about this guy who's used to be a very prominent dreamer and is no longer dreaming um, as well as he used to. And the story is going to start off with an old dream that he used to have that was very prominent in his brain. It was an old nightmare, and that's how we're going to sort of kick it off, just to really present the idea of these dreams. And it's also going to be a little bit of foreshadowing for something later on. But as of now, I'm trying to figure out where I want to go. So I'm going to read this out loud just so that I can hear it for myself. You guys can chime in. You don't have to chime in, but if you want to chime in, absolutely go ahead. So it starts like this. This is just outlines again, so it's not like really flourishing language or anything like that. It's literally just me putting the ideas down so that I can figure out how I want to write them later. So it goes. Chapter 1 would start. We open on a prominent nightmare from Antonio's youth. It's just Antonio right now. I know that's my middle name, but it's just Antonio right now until I can figure out a name for this protagonist. It'll be something different, but it's Antonio right now. So we open on a prominent nightmare from Antonio's youth. When we see him, he is a child. So in this nightmare, in the very beginning of the book, Antonio is a kid. He is stuck on a walkway that is built on dream logic. The walkway exists at the top of a tall building, and on either end of the walkway is an elevator. No matter what button you hit, the elevator always takes you to the same place, this walkway. There's no end, there's no beginning. It's just always this walkway. On the walkway is a monster that looks like a hideously deformed version of Antonio's stepmother, whom he hated. She is rotting flesh that floats hauntingly over the walkway. Antonio will push elevator buttons to get away from her, but she will always be on the walkway when the doors open, no matter what. The doors always open on the opposite end of the walkway, so that the creature has to float back across to open to the open elevator. So if the door closes and it goes down and opens, he always is on the other side. So the creature has to make their way back. The doors. Always open. The doors always open on the opposite end of the walkway, so that the creature has to float back across to the open elevator. The buttons can be pressed immediately upon opening, but no matter how quickly you press the buttons after the doors open, they won't close until she is right at the door. Antonio will then decide he needs to jump off the side of the walkway in order to get out of the dream. He will exit the elevator as soon as it opens when she is furthest away. He steps out to the walkway and prepares to jump. As he looks over the edge, he sees that it is basically endless, that there is no real floor below him, and that underneath him directly are endless rows of these walkways with elevators at the ends. So there's no beginning, no end. It's always just an endless area that he's stuck in here. As Antonio looks out, he turns and sees that she is moving faster now that he is out of the elevator. He hears a ding and turns to see the door closing. He then frantically runs to the doors, but they shut before he can get there. He turns around to see that she is now even closer than she was before and moving even faster. So he decides that jumping is better than facing her. Antonio begins falling and sees her hand just barely scraping against his shoe as he does. He sees her standing in the same spot on every walkway as he's falling down, down, down. Then he looks right down into this abyss that he thinks is there, and immediately sees another walkway hurtling towards him. He hits the ground very hard, isn't hurt, sort of bounces back up, looks up disoriented to find that he's landed on the same walkway again, but the opposite side, similar to stepping out of the elevator, to the elevator opening. Only she is not there. The elevator door that is immediately beside him dings and opens, and she is inside of it. He sees through the crack. Before he can get up and run away, her hand squeezes through, grabs his collar. He manages to escape and falls over before the door fully opens. She moves out toward him, and then he books it. He starts running to the other side. The elevator doors are open, and then they start to close just before he gets there. Because he can't get into the elevator, he decides that jumping is the best option again. So he jumps off the side, falls, and hits the ground onto the same walkway. And he keeps doing this for a little bit of time before he realizes that he can't do anything. Because he is sort of stuck at this moment, the elevator opens one more time. He sees her, she grabs him, and this time he is weak from running and he can't pull away. She pulls him into the elevator, and then adult Antonio shoots him from his bed, drenched in sweat. He scrambles out of his bed, falling out of it. He's breathing heavy and fast, realizes where he is, calms down, catches his breath. And so this is where the story, the real story, would start. That was just sort of the teaser of this dream that he used to have. So then we would start with Antonio sort of waking up from this dream that he hasn't had in a long time. And that in itself is supposed to indicate to us a bit that there's clearly something is going to happen. There's a series of events now that have kicked off that are going to lead us through our story. So we'll see what else I get ideas wise. I like it so far. I think maybe from here he has to. I think I want us to get a feel for his life. We get an exciting little bit here, and I think I want us to get a feel for who he is and what he does now and how he lives his life. And I think the idea was that he was going to be, I think I wanted him to be like a reviewer, like a YouTube reviewer. I wanted him to be this guy who, watches, different shows and different stuff like that and talks about his thoughts on them. And then that'll lead to him sort of changing content. I think maybe that is where we're going to start though. I think maybe that's what the next. Yeah, basically, like that was the idea that I initially had, was that he would be some kind of a content creator who happens to be consistently, reviewing content that is mostly like media-based stuff. So like TV shows, movies, even short films on the internet, stuff like that. Because I wanted there to be a shift. I wanted him to be sort of an all-around general presenter who enjoyed, sort of darker things, but then was going to really like delve deep into scary stuff as he tries to make himself dream, because that's sort of part of the idea, is that he wants to make himself dream again after he has a really intense dream later on in this chapter. Maybe towards the end of the first chapter. I'm not sure. I haven't decided yet. Boom, 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 boom. But I think that would be a good idea. So maybe that's the fun of writing a story and not a poem, is that I can take my time with it. But like, how much is too much, Like I don't need to outline his morning routine. It's not important. Hmm. Well, not important to the story anyway. Okay. I think the next outline will be jumping a little bit later into that day. Oh, Noni, I forgot to tell you, I submitted another small manuscript to a poetry place. I think technically it's not a manuscript. They required it to be a collection of poems that I sent in, and you have to title it. So I figured small manuscript. But I sent in a few poems for submission earlier. I'm pretty excited about that. We'll see what happens. It's a pretty cool mag. Ecotone is what it's called. ECOTONE. We'll see. We'll see how they work. If they're pretty good, I think they are. I might submit to some more stuff, but we'll. I don't know. It's also a lot. I think they really want poetry about climate change, and I don't have any of that. So I guess I could try and write some, but I don't want to. And then tomorrow I have my interview for the Arts Council. I'm nervous, but excited. Yeah, it's exciting. Um, I've been looking forward to doing this interview for a while now, so we'll see how it goes. I hope it goes well. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I probably won't get the first chapter written today, but I will get the first chapter outlined today, which I think is good for me. Yeah. I'm not even sure how many chapters I want the book to have. I hadn't thought of it. I don't really even know how people decide that they want or how many chapters they want their books to have. Frick, frick, frick. All right, brother. See you later, Tan Tan. Have fun at work if you can. Be safe. Don't fall asleep. Oh, yeah. Hello out there, viewers. If you're on your phones, get off your phones. If you're, scrolling in social medias, let it go. Let it go. We got things to work on. We got stuff to do. How's it feeling so far? Everybody making some good headway on their stuff? Let me know in the chat. Drop me a Dorito if you're feeling good about your work right now. I'm glad it's going well. Hey, sometimes you just gotta have a lot of Doritos, Nomi. I'm surprised you're not usually one to comment on how many Doritos is too many Doritos. Normally it's not enough Doritos. Oh, okay. I guess you're right. There's a difference. There's a difference. But a lot, that could be a good thing. In this case, it's a good thing. I'm feeling confident about what I'm working on. That's a good thing. I still need to do some work on setting up a better freelancer profile, but I don't think that I'm going to do that tonight. I also got word on a pretty exciting new project with the radio station that I'll be get to work on, but I gotta wait. I gotta wait. I can't talk about that just yet. but I'm pretty excited about it. It's going to be pretty cool. Hey, ghetto bread box, dropping Doritos in the chat. Okay, I'm gonna try and I think I'm pretty close to where I want chapter one to end as far as the outline goes, and then when I'm done with that, my ADHD brain needs to do something different for a second. So I'm gonna sing my rap for you guys. Yeah, live stream feels like a place to just do ridiculous shit. So get ready for that, friends. Let me finish what I'm doing, and then when I'm done with it, it's time to rap. Rap. Hip hop happenings are happening. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Huh? Put that in your smoke. Put in your pipe smoke. You too, YouTube. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Smoke that shit. All right, that's enough of me repeating that as I procrastinate. I'm gonna get back to working. Oh, okay. I just got a fun notification. Somebody on Instagram read a poem and really liked it. If anybody has any thoughts on today's poem that I posted on socials, let me know. I guess I posted two different poems. TikTok got a different poem. I had a poem for written and I had a poem for video. So it's just random shit all over the place. Oh my god, it came to me. It makes sense. Okay, so they have this conversation about the nightmare only because he brings it up. You know, it comes up organically as they're talking about a TV show that mentions dreams, and he winds up, you know, sort of asking them what they feel about their nightmares or things, you know, nightmares that they've had in the past, and this leads into him feeling comfortable enough to talk about his nightmare that he had just, you know, had earlier that morning, and he. And through that, you know, they all sort of get together and they're basically using movie references for different creatures and stuff like that to decide what this what I guess the closest thing that they can all imagine this monster together as. And you know, for him it's comforting to sort of take all these things that he likes and to have his friends there sort of helping him through it. And so the scene, I think the way that I'm outlining it, I want it to be very like uh, very sentimental. I want it to be something that makes sense for them to For like that makes sense for me to show the friends and for them to be influential as the story moves forward. I want them to have a certain amount of influence, I guess. But they start, using all of their experience in like horror movies and TV shows and books and video games to try and, uh, create this monster so that they can all have an image of it. And that is going to inspire them to be like, oh, you know what? Well, maybe we should do like a review of a bunch of our favorite like horror things. Like this inspires them to want to do like a big horror segment. And so I think over the next couple of weeks or something, they're all going to be doing a lot of research with horror movies. And that's going to lead him to having the initial lucid dream, and that'll be the end of the first chapter. That's solid. That's solid. That's good work, guys. You see what we do here. You see what we do here. That's good shit. That is thinking like a creative study hall session person. Throw those Doritos in the chat for that brain blast. Brain blast. Thank you, Sean. Doritos. Doritos. So Sean, did you really actually just keep that box of Doritos that you bought for which like for yourself, or are they just for you to munch on at work? Like, do you not give them to the public? Because that's awesome if you did that. If you didn't, that's less awesome. But I still respect you. That's that's amazing. I commend you. I envy you. You're a sandwich god among men. The chip man, similar to Gas Mask Man, except you wear just a bag of spicy sweet chili chips around your face. You'll get me a box of those motherfucking things for $25? That big ass box that you sent me a picture of? Are you kidding me? Because I feel like that's something you might be able to sway Noni to do. Noni, you got $25 and you want a big ass box of spicy sweet chili Doritos? That's insanity. Is that how much they cost you guys? Oh, that's true. You are. You are. Okay. Well, that's fair. Cisco, the Food Network. Isn't that cool? Do you guys ever think about that? About how Cisco stole Cisco? You know, they were like, "Oh, we want to make communication software. Call it Cisco," and they weren't even thinking about the food place. It's fucking jerks. Just because they're spelled differently, Noni doesn't mean anything. Okay, people in this country don't read, which makes what I'm doing pointless. But I'm gonna keep doing it. Damn it. Wow. Wow. I don't know. Apparently, I am, according to Noni. I can't read. That makes all of this pointless. Shame, shame, I know your name. I don't know if that's properly used there, but that is shameful, Noni. I can read. I can read plenty, okay? Just today I did 3 readings. Whatever, Noni. Under here is just face. See that? It's just face. There's just face under here. There's no wires. It's all just face. Well, I mean, I literally have headphones on right now. What the hell? I'm not shaving my beard for you. Yeah, I knew that that's I knew that that's what was coming. No. will not shave on live. You know what? If we get like if we get to 100,000, 100K followers, and they all subscribe, and I get money for it, then yeah, all right, I'll shave my beard. I'll shave on live. That's fine with me. I'll be Twitch's little slut. I'll be a whore for you live stream if it makes me money, but in a good way, you know. Very a very sexy whore, and I guess fully naked because I would no longer have any beard hair. Oh, that's scary to think about. Never mind. Never mind. We're not doing that. Just as I say that, another viewer jumps in. Get out of here, viewer. If I keep getting more of you, I have to shave my beard at some point. Well, we'll see. I already put it out there, so I put it out there, and this other viewer that's in here won't leave, so I'm probably gonna have to shave. I give it 3 more days of one viewer popping in every time and then leaving. Bam, beard shaved. It's gone. Okay, viewer, if you're gonna stay here, we're doing a study hall. I'm gonna not be talking sometimes, so you're probably not gonna want to be here. But if you want to stick around and work on stuff with us, hey, you can do that. Also, hello from the ghost. Rat, rat, rat. Okay. How we doing out there, team? Staying off our phones? Staying off the stream or not the stream. No, I want you to stay on this stream. Staying off the social medias. Not scrolling. Don't scroll. I see you. I see you picking up your phone to scroll. Put it down. Stop. Put it away. You got half an hour. You got half an hour left. You better use this time. It'll be gone soon. You're welcome. I don't know that anybody is, but I just feel compelled to say it every once in a while. But I guess if I'm right, then that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Hello, viewers. If you are just joining us, we have half an hour left in our study hall session, where I help to keep you accountable while you work on things that you would like to work on, and while I, in turn, work on things in front of you to keep myself accountable. Right now, I'm working on a horror story. On outlining a horror story, I guess. That is what we do here. Keep each other accountable so we can continue working on great things, so we can finish our projects, so we can finish our work, so we can do good shit in our lives. That's what it's all about. But yeah, as I said, I am working on a horror story about a dreamer, a lucid dreamer, who hasn't been able to lucid dream for a long time, who then gets the ability to do so again and does really cool things. I'll tell you more later. Hey, get off your phone. Cut it out. Well, then get off of that website that you're not supposed to be on your laptop. Okay. I think I think I'm good with where chapter 1 ended here as far as outlines go. Yeah, I like it. So I think when I get some time, I'll start actually writing out chapter 1. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll just keep outlining so that I can get it all done, and then I'll start writing the story. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe I'll outline one chapter at a time, just so that they can all feel fresh to me. I don't know. I haven't decided how I want to do it. Haven't decided. But I do know that we've got 15 minutes left. 15 minutes left. Oh. So, Doritos in the chat for me uh, getting far in this story. Yeah. Not far, but it feels like good progress. All right. All right, everybody. Hello. 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 All right, I'm gonna read you guys some poetry. That's how we're gonna end. You guys can keep doing what you're doing. I'm just gonna read poetry. It's all stuff I don't get to read very often. I like reading my stuff. Sometimes I just sit here and read my poetry. Reading my poetry. Reading my poetry. Reading. This is one that you guys probably haven't heard. I wrote this one when I was sad one day. As most poems wind up being written. This one's called, you know what? No, I don't feel like reading that one. I want to read. A Rapture? I don't think I've ever read this one out loud. I think I posted this one recently. I really like it. I like it a lot. I don't know. There's some stuff too. Like I always think of when I write these poems that I don't know if people really ever notice. And I guess it's not like a big deal. I don't think it matters that much. But like Rapture specifically was written. It was written in stanzas, but each stanza is one line shorter than the last. So it starts at 5, and when it ends, there's only one line left. So it's five stanzas, and they each lose a line. So it's just one shorter than the other. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's math. Counting backwards is math. But I really enjoyed it. It was just about I guess depression feeling kind of like a burden sometimes. Like always obviously it feels like a burden, but feeling more like sometimes I'm capable of creating and writing things, and even if I'm sad, I push through, and then other times I'm not, and it's so difficult. It's so difficult to find a balance between that depression and that creativity, and I don't know. So this was sort of a metaphor of me trying to, I guess, trying to keep what creativity I have in the midst of things feeling terrible, and it feeling like a very worthless endeavor, and almost feeling like I sometimes don't even know how to create. Like I feel like, man, maybe I don't even know how to write. Like what happened to all that experience that I had? Why don't I feel it anymore? Why is it so hard to do? So yeah, this one was called Rapture. I carry tears like precious gems in my arms, but they are worth very little, and they won't buy my way into heaven when the rapture comes. I've seen visions of the future where hot light burns through the past and forgives me for knowing I am naked. And though I run only in dreams, I am panting through fevers, living within my sadness. So I take pills to forget the rapture comes, and I smile through artificial lights with hands clasped like I know what prayer is. Yeah. Hey, we're all dumb as hell, dog. We're all dumb as hell. Yeah, so I don't hate it. Maybe I'll read today's too. I don't think I've actually read today's poem out loud. The one that I posted on social media is a small painting within a small poem. I am sitting on a rug in the center of my living room. A third floor view into a parking lot and half a building block the view of a Nebraska highway that sits just at the corner of the window, top right. A small painting of Midwestern neutral tones in suburban life. And above it all are the thick clouds of an overcast sky with pockets of sun tearing through heartland melancholia, through the blinds of my deck window. A warm feeling before fading back to gray. Small poems are always fun to read. I think because there's so very little in them, you know. Like I can read that in so many different ways, but it's like at the end it's more for somebody else to interpret, I think. I mean, I like it a lot, but it's hard to read it very exciting. I am sitting on a rug in the center of my living room. A third floor view into a parking lot, and half a building block the view of a Nebraska highway. Yeah, it just it feels like too much. I mean, that was intentionally too much, but more emotion than that feels strange. Sometimes they're just mild. They're just mild, calm poems. Let's see, what else can I serenade you with as we. Oh, here's another short one. This is another one that I don't think I've ever posted anywhere. It was written. My The old manager of the fellowship that I work at now. He he was telling a story one day. We were in a meeting. I can't remember exactly what. It was one of our mentorship meetings. So it wasn't like a typical business meeting. So you're allowed to like have real conversations, and sometimes that's the point of these meetings, is like we're supposed to be a little bit more vulnerable around each other and talk about things that we wouldn't normally talk about. So I I was listening to him tell this story about the very first time that he'd ever played music. He's from Colombia, or I guess not the first time he's ever played music, but the first time he realized that he really wanted to continue playing music, that was what he wanted to do. He's a flute player now, but he started off on a recorder, like most of us probably did, and that was a big deal for him. He really liked it, and he liked the way it felt, and so that led him to wanting to play the flute. But he said that there was this memory that he had. He said that for the most part, he doesn't remember a lot of friends from when he was a kid, that he wasn't really super social. And so, for the most part, when he was in school, he would sort of just stay inside when they did recess, and he wouldn't go out and do anything. Um, but there was a teacher that he really liked who played music. She was one of his music teachers, but I think one of his regular teachers as well. And he stayed inside, and after a while, I think she realized that he really liked playing music, and so she would play piano, and he would play recorder while all the kids, were outside playing, doing regular recess stuff, I guess. And he stayed inside because this was just like what he loved doing. And it became this thing that really like influenced him even more to want to become a musician and to sort of pursue that art for himself, even though nobody else in like his family really had any ties to like music or anything like that. This was sort of what gave him the that inspiration. And I remember listening to the story, and I pictured the way that I saw it in my head, and I'm sure it didn't look anything like that, but I had to write the poem. I couldn't not write the poem. So I sent it to him, and he really enjoyed it. Um, yeah, so it's literally just titled. It's just his name, but it goes like this. It is midday. Outside I hear shouts, laughter from people I tried to know but don't know how. The sun sits inside this room with a piano like a warm lamp giving life to passions I never had. My lungs churn air into music, yet I am only a sound in a moment I barely remember, a moment I feel more than imagine. Your fingers grace silence, and I stop hearing the strangers laughing outside. They are remembered the way I knew them. I don't quite remember your face. but I feel the way piano keys lead my fingers from tone to tone, from nothing to an ember, the first spark of something I would come to love that would imprint you forever as a stepping stone into what makes me me. Yeah, it was a fun poem. It was a nice little. It's a nice little moment, you know. This little this little bit of magic that he got to share with his teacher. That's nice. I'm not sure what I want to do with that, but I know I want to do something with it. I really like it. Hmm. What else? What else can I read? Hmm. Anybody got any requests? Requests for reading? Could throw out like a theme. Is that something that I've written about before? Who knows? That one's so long, Sean. You want to read that one? World Among Worlds. I can read that one. I don't know, Sean, if you've ever actually gotten to hear like the full whole thing. So I guess that'll be the last thing I do because it's that long. I'll read you the whole final, the whole. I guess the whole thing. Or maybe you have at this point. You've probably heard all of it. Okay. I actually wonder, is this the final edited version? I think it is. All right. Well, here you go. A personal show just for you. It says I have 3 viewers. I'm pretty sure one of them is me, though. Maybe I don't know. Whoever you are, thank you for being here the whole time. But all right, Worlds Among Worlds. We'll see. We'll see, Sean, if you've gotten to hear this whole thing. I'm sure. Again, you probably have. If not, then you'll definitely recognize it. From the duct tape suffocation my mom's old boyfriend called playtime to my family really. Sorry, sorry. We're gonna start it again. From the duct tape suffocation my mom's old boyfriend called playtime to my family ridiculing me at a party because I wanted to be white, I never felt like I had a home. From the time I could comprehend that words like spick and wetback meant nobody wanted me around, to realizing I'd never fit in with my Mexican family or friends, things just never felt like home. From the moment I realized my brown skin made me a target, my language made me a foreigner, and my body made me ugly, I knew I didn't have a home. That was, of course, until I met Rod Serling, this man standing on the television in black and white, talking to me about the terrors of a reality so similar to our own, but only barely out of reach. This man in a black and white suit trying to warn me of the terrors of my modern world, yet he himself was a ghost of the past. I watched every episode of The Twilight Zone when I first found out what it was. It opened my world up to all these new ideas, to new writers in this twisted, magical, truth seeking genre of fiction called sci fi. This world was vast and open and welcoming to so many people, from aliens to women to brown people to gay people to everyone. These stories and books, my comics, my movies, my world, they didn't exclude anybody. In these universes, I could find someone like me. This became the pillar that I'd stand on as I built my life and picked up a pen to start sharing my stories for the first time. It was in these stories where I felt this small inkling, this warmth like light from a new land. It was in my characters I found out who I was. It was in the tales and tragedies I faced with these made up people that brought me closer to a place I could call home. These stories made me feel liberated from the world we lived in, where the passionate and powerful speakers of the past, people of my skin color, people who represented the part of me that I disowned as a young boy, would be shot down for sharing their ideals. Radical and crazy ideas like love and happiness for every single person. Equality. How absurd. My stories made this world feel like pain. So I'd stay up writing my science fiction universes and live inside of them. One night, I fell asleep at my desk while writing. One of those nights when I sob into my stories and pray for a day when I can feel something better. Better than depression, better than bitterness and anger. I dreamt of something that night. In the dream, I woke up in my bed, lying facing straight up at the ceiling. Then my body went numb and I started floating. The ceiling opened up for me as I moved through it, particles of wood and carpet breaking and tearing a hole for me to pass through. And as I floated through the ceiling, I saw the sky move closer until the clouds faded into nebulas and the stars were my ocean. I looked back and saw the earth spinning slowly, becoming a pale blue dot as I drifted away. Each comet that flew by my body, each meteor drifting lazily past me, felt like an old friend waving hello and telling me to never stop. The galaxies spoke to me in Morse code through shining lights. They sang hymns to me and bathed me in quasar love. Then finally, I saw a planet ahead of me, this Eden in space, rings like Saturn, spacious and green like Earth, abundant with water and sunlight and hope. And as I drifted straight into its atmosphere, I felt myself begin to fall. I became cloaked in fire. My body picked up speed and I burned, baby. I burned. I rode into this foreign world like a raging bull and I erupted onto the dirt. My skin bled lava and I reformed the ground and I remade the sun. My essence curved the horizon and I was born into this world. A world among the world that I actually lived in. And from the shores born of myself, I felt home. The sands where I left my crater began to form me again. I was new, staring out at that horizon and in the background, before the sun but beyond the atmosphere, my own asteroid belt. The sunset dipping behind it as I fell asleep on the beach of a perfect Saturn. And then I woke up at my desk. But it was this dream that inspired me to never stop creating my worlds among this one. To never stop searching for that perfect Saturn in the spaces between my ink and my pen. But not just for me. For everyone who can't find home. For all the people looking at the voices of the past and hoping they can find somewhere they belong. My perfect Saturn is for anyone searching for a world beyond this one. Anyone trying to be someone new because this world said you had to, because this world wouldn't let you be who you are. So I leave you with the words that molded my existence, words that pulled my curiosity into the furthest reaches of the universe and found me a dimension in which I could create myself anew in the baptismal ink of poetry and science fiction. Words from a man that people don't know was an activist. I share these words because this man inspired me to use my writing to be dangerous, to challenge the status quo and question everything. These words ended my all-time favorite episode of The Twilight Zone. The Obsolete Man, written by Rod Serling. An episode that reminded me I am someone. We all are. No matter what blinding light we stand in, no matter what the state or the government says, he wrote. Any state, any entity, any ideology that fails to recognize the worth, the dignity, the rights of man, that state is obsolete. And I believe that's why we're here today. That's why I write, to remind the state of just that, to find home in words like these, and people like you. Thank you, everybody. That has been our stream for the day. I appreciate you all. You're all beautiful people. You're wonderful. You're great. You're amazing. You can do incredible things, even if you don't feel like you can, even if you feel like you're too old, like you're too big, even if you feel like you're too hairy. It doesn't matter. You can do anything. Anything you want to do. As long as you do one thing. This is my homework for you. Love yourself. Because nobody in this world, not a single person, can love you as well as you can. All right. Good night, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed your time here. This is Fernando, signing off. night YouTube. There's basically nobody here, but thank you for being here anyway. That was my Twitch sign off. But it doesn't mean that you shouldn't love yourself as well. Have a good night.